It's day 2 of the Nepalese Prime Minister's visit to India. As they say, it was a moving day. Prime Minister Prachanda met Prime Minister Modi today. They held extensive talks on a number of issues: the border, trade, transit, power generation, cultural exchanges. Everything was on the table. Like I said yesterday, this visit is all about resetting ties. So has that been achieved? From the looks of it, yes. Both leaders inaugurated a new railway line. It connects India to Nepal. They also announced new hydroelectricity projects and pipelines. A major power trade deal was also announced. India will buy 10,000 megawatts of power from Nepal in the next 10 years. There's more good news. Nepal has received permission to export power to Bangladesh. You see, Nepal and Bangladesh don't share a border, so they need India's grid to trade electricity. Today, New Delhi granted that permission. Nepal has also been given access to India's inland waterways. Again, this is very important. Nepal is a landlocked country, so access to waterways is a cornerstone of their economic policy. Those were the important announcements after the meeting. Listen in to the Indian Prime Minister describe the trajectory of India-Nepal ties.
2014 में कार्यभार संभालने के 3 महीने के भीतर मैंने नेपाल की अपनी पहली यात्रा की थी। उस समय मैंने भारत नेपाल संबंधों के लिए एक हीट फार्मूला HIT दिया था। हाईवेज, आईवेज और ट्रांसवेज। आज 9 साल बाद मुझे कहते हुए खुशी है कि हमारी पार्टनरशिप वाकई में हिट है।
This was the good bit. But what about the differences? India-Nepal ties have been strained recently by border issues. Nepal's former Prime Minister, KP Sharma Oli, unilaterally claimed Indian territories. Were those issues discussed today? Yes, they were. But the tone was encouraging. The Nepalese Prime Minister called for a resolution based on bilateral channels. Prime Minister Modi also promised to resolve all border issues. Listen in.
हम सभी मुद्दों का, चाहे बाउंड्री का हो या कोई और विषय, सभी का समाधान करेंगे।
Prime Minister Modi ji and I discussed the boundary matter. I urge Prime Minister Modi ji to resolve the boundary matter through the established bilateral diplomatic mechanism.
Another contentious issue is that of the Gorkhas. They are Nepalese recruits who serve in the Indian Army. It's a long-standing practice from the colonial days, almost 200 years old. But recently, Nepal halted the recruitment. Why so? Because of India's Agnipath scheme. New Delhi decided to limit the number of permanent commissions in the military. This angered Nepal, so they decided to halt the recruitment. Prachanda was expected to take up this issue with Prime Minister Modi. He was expected to push for better terms. But did he? India says no. The issue of the Agniveer scheme and Gorkhas was not discussed. So the thrust of today's meeting was clear. Focus on the positives, build on the deliverables, and minimize the differences, which is good news for India-Nepal relations. Recently, China has been making inroads into Nepal. There was even speculation of Kathmandu picking Beijing over New Delhi. In that context, this visit is important. Prachanda appreciated Prime Minister Modi for his neighbourhood first policy. He also praised India's presidency of the G20 and the SCO. The good news is New Delhi is not taking this relationship for granted. It's not falling back on just cultural and historical links. It's looking forward as well.